have tried to start and record this message 3 times, and my phone has been exceptionally glitchy. And yeah, so 3 times is a charm, all right? Something about third housers, something about the third month, March, all right? But I want you to do me a favor, collective. If the last 11 to 12 months you found to be some of the most difficult times that you've experienced, either in a long time or in this life, I want you to go in the comments down below and I want you to drop a raising hand emoji, okay? I want you to raise your hand in the comments if the last 12 months have been some of the most difficult times of your life or in this spacing. I say that because for some of you, it's been 12 months or more, okay? But it's been incredible, and I'm sending you guys so much love and healing energy right now, because in that spacing where it felt like you were going down into the gutter and back yet again, there was something about your energy that was still so magnetic and people were drawn to you. And a lot of that has to do with, you probably can't hear it, but there was a horn in the background. That's confirmation. You walk through this journey in that time period with a lot of grace. You came out of it with not just restored faith, but even more faith in not only yourself, okay, but in the divine, in spirit, in God, okay? Your faith has grown, and you did it with your head held high. You did it with your eyes on the prize, which was a new beginning. And you did it courageously. Even when you sat at your desk, I'm seeing someone in a work environment, they're sitting at their desk and they are crying while everyone else is out to lunch because they can't afford it. And this is very specific, and that's why I'm sending you so much love, because sometimes you need to hear that what you went through was no easy task. But because you made it look that way, there was somebody that you helped along their own journey. There were moments where you hid in the bathrooms to get breaks away from people who were toxic in your energy. I'm seeing someone praying, okay, in public. They walked away from their friends, away from their family. I'm seeing a carnival where you won a prize. And everyone wanted you to be thankful to the person who helped you win this prize. But you were thankful first to whom? The divine, your angels. See, they wanted to take credit for your success, for any measure of a glow up that they could see, but you always knew whom to thank. And then something shifted. You came out of a cold winter, even if in your geographic region it does not get cold in wintertime, it felt cold. And you came out of that and you entered into calendar year 2026. And energetically, your new year and new beginning started. 2026 is a 10-year as far as many are concerned. All right? But for those of us who understand how numerology works, you do know that 10 can be broken down into 1 and 0, which is a 1 magnified, a new beginning magnified. And for some of you, like I said, energetically, something had shifted when January came and the calendar year changed. but you couldn't quite put your finger on it. And then right around late February, early March, hence threes could be significant to you because this is when your new beginning started to physically manifest for you. And the biggest shift came with your nervous system not only recalibrating, but regulating, okay? And I'm going to tell a story, a brief story about my own self, because I am a part of this collective. And if my story can help someone else to understand further or gain clarity about what it is that they are walking through, I'm here for it. Spirit, use me. Do you hear me? Those time frames that I've mentioned were very significant to me as well. Okay? I went through some dark ass moments. I went through some heavy purging, and so did you. Physically, you came out of it drained when the calendar year began. And I came out of it a totally new person. I went sober. I stopped masking with substances. And I started to see things so clear that I realized that I had been walking in survival mode for a very long time. And people knew that. People knew that. And some would help, but to a degree. And then I realized that my help didn't have to come from outside of me. I had everything that I needed deep within me, because in those moments where I was scared to death about what was going on with my health, about what was going on with all the changes surrounding me, all the shifts, all the clairs coming active, the initiations, I found that much of it was happening while I was alone. 717. While I was alone, God was using me and activating things deep within me that I tried to shy away from. Then I realized my nervous system was in fight or flight mode. Many of the things that I could do while I was in a haze, I could no longer do. I was sensitive to every fucking thing that I once found pleasure in. I could barely watch TV. I could barely be around loud noises. I couldn't be around too much quiet. And then I started to seek out more help. And I started to get closer to the divine. And I started to put my feet on the ground and plant them and create a home within myself. I always like to use this example because I just had a breakthrough. I took a flight and I was scared as hell. I had to keep my head down and color and draw while we were taking off so that I could get to where God wanted me to be. And you, collective, have had those moments, but you've arrived. You have arrived, baby. You ain't going back. I used to love going through the car wash, going to casinos, anything that had bells, whistles, and lights that would aesthetically please me. And then I went through the car wash and I nearly had a panic attack. But I kept believing in myself, in the divine, in my spirit team, that was not my story. And just a few days ago, I went through the car wash and it felt like, here we are, I've arrived. And many of you guys are going through your car wash right now because you're being cleansed of the very things that you have had to survive through. Trouble is not your friend. In fact, you are being clean of many of the chaotic situations and people that had you in survival mode in the first place. I'm going to continue to pray, and I hope that you will too, that this is going to come to pass and quickly. I love y'all. Keep going